Hello everybody, in this video I wanted to do a quick stock pack overview on the Stash debit card, and as you can see here I've earned $5.56 in stock back from 105 purchases. And you may be thinking 556 is a really small amount for 105 purchases, and it is. I mean, compared to a credit card where you'd be getting 1, 2, 3% cash back, you're going to be getting a lot more with a credit card. But I've just really had a lot of fun seeing all of the different companies that I'm going to get stock back in rather than cash back the traditional way. I just wanted to go ahead and show you how it worked really quickly, but if you're already very familiar with it, you can just go ahead and skip about another minute into the video. So how it does work is if you spend money at a gas station, say it's a Shell, you're going to get stock back in Shell. If it's just a local spot or a private company that obviously does not have stock, it's going to give you an investment in the Stocks Worldwide ETF. And then obviously if you were to buy something at Walmart, you'd get stock back in Walmart, and that goes for just about any public company that you may want to buy with the Stash debit card. Next up, I wanted to show you the bonuses for the Stash debit card, which are currently 3% stock back with Lyft and Uber, and they also have current bonuses for Spotify, Netflix, and Hulu. And these bonuses rotate every single month. So when I first got the Stash debit card back in maybe April or May, the bonuses were 3% and 2% for Amazon and Walmart. And I really loved that one. And I actually ended up getting about $3 to $4 back in stock back for Walmart. So I really definitely loved that. And I'm a little bit disappointed with these right now, but I'm thinking for November and maybe December, as a lot more people are spending a lot more money, they're going to do stock bonuses for Amazon and Walmart again, which I think will really be good and is going to help boost my stock back portfolio. So without further ado, let me get right into it with all of the different companies that I have gotten stock back with. First up is Walmart, and that's what I got about 3% stock back in when I first got the debit card. So as you can see, I spent about $100 and got 3% stock back on that. And then they also had 2% stock back with Amazon, and I think I spent maybe $30 there, but back when they had the stock back bonus. And then I have about 50 cents in Stocks Worldwide, and that's probably about 49 purchases with the Stash debit card from companies that are either private or not publicly traded. And a lot of the time when I do get stock back in the Stocks Worldwide ETF, I am a little bit disappointed because I am hoping to get stock back in a company that I am not expecting, which has definitely happened to me a few times, as I'm going to just briefly point out later in the video. Next up, you can see Dunkin Donuts with 33 cents of stock back, which is very likely from 33 separate purchases there because, got to get my Dunkin Brands coffee. And then I bought a flight through Southwest, and then I've bought gas at Shell a couple of times. And then also I have 11 cents of stock back through Microsoft because I think I've bought a couple of movies and maybe a game on Xbox. And as you'll notice in just about this entire list, with just a few exceptions, these are all from very small transactions, which is why there's only about $5.50 in stock back on here. If I was really trying to use those bonuses every single month, or if I was, paying bills or anything with the Stash debit card, I would obviously have a lot more stock back. But I'm really just in it to see all of the different companies that I can get stock back in, and I think it's a lot of fun with the Stash debit card. Next up is Carnival Cruise, and I actually bought one of my excursions on a cruise ship with the Stash debit card and got 11 cents of stock back with that. And then I made a few payments on my iPhone with the Stash debit card, and I got 9 cents of stock back there. And then Dine Brands Global is actually the parent company for IHOP, so I paid for a meal for 2 people and got 5 cents of stock back there. And then same thing for Cracker Barrel, which is a pretty cool stock, very steady revenues with Cracker Barrel and very steady dividends if you're at all interested in looking into them. With Restaurant Brands International, I think I bought a meal at Burger King just for myself, and I got 2 cents of stock back there. And then with Coca Cola, I was actually really happy when I got stock back with them because I just bought something out of a vending machine, and I was thinking I was going to get some stock back from that store, or more likely the Stocks Worldwide ETF, but I actually got stock back in Coca Cola, which was really cool. And then with McDonald's, I actually had something kind of bad happen. So they had 5% stock back for a one-day only thing back in June, and I went the very next day thinking it was going to be 5% stock back on my meal, but the bonus was only for one day, so I only ended up getting 2 cents of stock back, so that was pretty disappointing. And then AMC Entertainment, I've gone to the movies a couple times and gotten just 2 cents of stock back there, and that's Not a really good stock to invest in, just FYI. Next up is Walgreens and Dollar Tree. Nothing really too interesting there. And then Starbucks. I'm really actually not too big of a fan of Starbucks coffee. As you could probably see, I get Dunkin Donuts quite a bit, but I guess there really wasn't any options for me one day, so I got a Starbucks coffee. Next up is Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's portfolio company. So you may be wondering how I got stock back in Berkshire Hathaway, and it's actually from buying something at Dairy Queen, which is owned by Berkshire Hathaway. And you can also get stock back in Berkshire Hathaway by paying for your Geico insurance, which I'm sure will get you way more stock back than for paying for something at Dairy Queen. And then PepsiCo, same thing with Coca Cola. I bought something out of a vending machine and got just 1 cent out of stock back there. Darden Restaurants is the parent company for Longhorn Steakhouse, and I actually didn't even get a meal there. I think I just bought a water or something at an airport and got 1 cent of stock back with them. And then with Target, just bought, some small transaction, obviously, and got a cent of stock back there. And then very lastly is Hershey, and you may be wondering, how do you get stock back in an individual Hershey stock when Hershey's always sold through a grocery store or convenience store or something like that? And it was actually because I bought something at Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. If you're not familiar with them, it's basically a Hershey theme park, and I got stock back from buying just a water or something there as well. Another few quick things I wanted to mention about the stockback debit card is that they now have a spin wheel so that you can get 2 or 3 or even 10 times stockback bonus on your purchase. And you can get cash back as well as stock back using the Stash debit card, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, you can get 2 times stock back on the bonuses whenever you have direct deposit through your Stash debit card, which I actually don't use since I almost always just use it for really small purchases. But if you were interested in just using it as your primary debit card, that would be really cool to get double the stock back bonuses. This is definitely never going to make you rich, and I also would go ahead and say that it probably doesn't even have as good as bonuses as most credit cards out there, but it is a debit card, and it's really been interesting for me so far. I'm going to continue to use it just because I'm really interested in, stocks and whatnot and all of the different companies that I'm going to get stock back in, and it's just a really awesome concept to me. So if it is to you as well, definitely sign up, and let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and come check out my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching.